That's what we do. We push things really well.
Right at 420. Imagine that.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I wish I could have said I planned that, but I did not plan that. I am Lightning Table Talk number 95. The lovely Lindsay with an E to my left. Lindsay, how are you?
That's me. I'm doing great. I'm very glad that spooky season is over.
I'm not.
Why?
I don't like
Why
it.
are you happy about that?
I don't like.
Well, here's the deal. I think I might have mentioned this last year. Is that AMC shows nothing but scary movies. Hey, Sebastian, nothing but scary movies all through the month of October. And of course, one of my favorites being The Exorcist. But now I have a new favorite, Halloween. I can't stop, because AMC, they play it over and over and over again, along with other scary movies. And I just can't seem to stop watching the Halloween series over and over again. It's like me with Rocky 3. Everybody knows Rocky 3 is my favorite movie because that's where my character comes from, Mr. T. And I've watched that a dozen times, and I watch it as if I'm watching it for the first time. So I'm looking at Halloween, and I'm just like, and so it's like I watch it, and I know the part that's coming up. So say like if I'm in the bathroom, brushing my teeth or what have you, I'm still peeking over the side. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So it is what it is. But I will tell you this. Last night, the wife has been on this kick about watching The Exorcist because she's never watched the movie before. She's never seen it. Okay. And I've been trying to avoid it the whole time. And she's been hitting me. Wake up. Open your eyes. Get up. Look. Now, remind you, it's 10 o'clock. It's like 10:30, maybe 11 o'clock at night. It's pitch dark. The house is dark. All the kiddos are down. So now I'm just like, oh, shucks. So now I gotta give in and watch it. And it didn't scare me as much as I thought it would have. I even got up to go to the bathroom.
All by yourself.
All by myself.
Oh, I'm so proud.
I was like a big. I was a big boy.
You were brave. Such a brave boy.
How about I got up this morning to watch it again? Because I thought maybe it was just a fluke. So I got up. Taylor went to Dunkin' Donuts, left me home, and I wound up turning it on, and I was fine. I even fast forwarded to the part when the priest saw her for the first time in the bedroom and threw up all over her with Eileen Dietz doing it as opposed to Linda Blair. And I even pointed it out to her. I go, remember the lady we had on the show, Eileen Dietz? She goes, yeah. I go, after she throws up, continue to watch it because they do a bad job of editing that out. And you actually see Elaine, it's not Linda Blair. So it's Dietz. So she goes, oh yeah, I see that. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's what we had on the show. I wasn't scared, didn't panic. I didn't get the goosebumps on my arm like I normally do when I see that movie. And when I saw her face, I was just like, yeah, not so scary. But I'm not watching it in my hotel by myself. I haven't gotten past that stage yet.
That would be the next step.
That'd be the next step.
Your stages of recovery.
There's all sorts of stages of recovery.
Yeah. And
so
okay. Well, my daughter wanted to watch it the other night too, but we didn't. I don't know what happened.
Okay. But here's what I'm going to say to you. I mean, let her watch it, but explain to her that, you could have nightmares for the rest of your life because so many people still to this day tell me when I bring up this movie that they cannot watch it.
Do you think that if they watched it now, though, they say that because they have this memory, but if they watched it now, do you think they would still have a...
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I was disappointed at Taylor's reaction when I asked her about it because she was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I was like, it took me almost how many years to get over this? So they had Exorcist mug. No, who said that?
Yeah,
John, no.
I think Byron. I think he did.
I think he did. He did. Well, he's going to
come back and he's going to have. Yeah. Oh, look at that green vomit all over.
You know what the great part about it is, Mo? You're typing. We can't see you, but yet the stuff, everything is coming through. I think it's great.
Hey.
Behind
the scenes.
Real quick, not to interrupt the story, but for anybody wondering, my internet's not working properly, so I'm trying to do this on a mobile hotspot, and apparently that's not a good idea. So it might be a lot of you two hosting the show today. Have fun.
That's fine. Now we got it.
We got it. It's fine.
Yeah, but I was very disappointed when Taylor said That was it. But then again, she saw the TV version of it. And I say that because there's always two types of version of The Exorcist. There's the actual version that people got really scared of, and then they edit it for TV because it's too much for TV. So she saw that version, the edited version. Yeah, see, even the cat saying it.
she wants to tell her version.
Yeah, she said
So,
Taylor's out of her mind.
Let me tell you about that movie.
I told her, I said, if they put it back on Netflix or if they put it somewhere else, where we could see it, where it's not the TV version.
Like
the
theatrical
TV
version of it.
Yeah, like she didn't even get to see the spider walk, which is probably one of the creepiest.
Really? Did they cut that out?
They cut that out. They didn't put it in there. They didn't put it in there. So I was highly disappointed. I figured maybe she would be scared to death and never want to leave my side and hang on to me like a little clingy. But no, it didn't work.
Unfortunately, that didn't work.
It was the opposite. It was the opposite.
She's like, don't touch me.
I was doing it.
Oh man. You were okay.
But, yeah, I was clinging on to her, wanting not to, but I mean, it is what it is. But I enjoyed the month of October because of movies and like The Shining, which I really don't see as often. All of the Friday the 13th movies that they have going on, that's cool. They even got movies that I haven't, like Evil Dead. Hello,
welcome back. Look at you.
They bring Evil Dead on there. So many movies. Jaws. I was watching Jaws on Netflix about 2 weeks ago when I was on the road with WWE, and it was almost as if to say I was watching Jaws for the first time because I hadn't seen it in years.
Again, your memory. It's not the best.
No, it's not. It's not the memory. I hadn't seen it in years, so it was kind of bringing back childhood memories.
Okay,
those memories. It was bringing back childhood memories of me being so scared as a kid. I remember when I first saw. Was it the second one or the first? I think it was the first one, and it was on nationwide TV. I think it was on ABC at the time, and I had to be about 7 or 8 years old, and I remember my mother go, "Okay, after the movie's over, you go take a bath, go take a shower, your bath." And I was like, "Okay." So of course I go in there. Now I'm a little kid, so I don't know any better. Yeah, so I'm thinking that. So I put like I would say no more than. Not even a half a foot of water in the tub, not even. And I'm in there, and so my mother walked in and said, "Boy, you better put some water in that tub." I said, "But Ma, the shark." She said, "Stop being stupid." My mother was the type of mother that cradled you or cuddled you and said, "It's gonna be okay. Don't worry, it's just a movie." No, she told me, "Stop being stupid." Well, I'm gonna beat your ass. I ain't scared now. I'm scared when I go in the ocean.
Well, that's valid.
Well, yeah, because
I say a couple weeks ago, I had asked you on the show what you liked more, Halloween or The Exorcist, based on that tournament that Rotten Tomatoes was hosting. And just for an update, officially it wrapped up, and Halloween ended up beating The Shining to be everyone's favorite Halloween movie.
I can see that. I can honestly see that because The Shining didn't start, to me, this is my opinion, although it was a great build towards him losing his mind, Jack Nicholson, that is. It was a great build.
Lindsay hasn't seen
I
it yet.
actually have seen The Shining.
She saw it.
Yeah. I'm not going to probably won't watch it again, but I have seen it.
But Michael Myers, though, all through the show of 1 and 2, basically was killing people, hacking them, jumping out of places that scared you. I could see that. And I didn't feel that The Shining did that. I felt that it was very creepy. I thought Jack Nicholson did a great job. I thought the whole story concept of The Shining was great, but it didn't make me be scared to turn the light off. Even the two little twin girls, the two little twin girls with the blood coming out of the elevator, didn't scare me either too much.
Okay. Well, at least Halloween ended up winning then. So Halloween beat The Exorcist, obviously, in the vote there.
But I think you and I, Mo, talked about it, and that when this came up, because of the fact that the first 30 minutes of The Exorcist was telling the story how the priest was going to meet up with the devil, and it really wasn't scary. Like he was in Iraq, and all that build up there, and then when you finally see the encounter between the father and the statue of the demon, it's like they're looking like side by side. They're looking like head on each other, and they're just staring at, you see them staring at each other. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. But then it's not something that makes you scared. You only get scared when the bed starts jumping up and down and Linda Blair's starts taking the cross and doing what she does with it, or Eileen Dietz, I think it was, that did that scene.
Yeah.
Because Linda was 12 years old at the time. They didn't want to scar her, but shit, just doing the movie alone scarred me. So
we got a question here from Jason. Did you see the other one with the Shining Universe, Dr. Sleep? Did you see that one?
No, I was in the middle of watching it on Delta on one of my flights, and of course we landed. Yeah, of course we landed. Thank you for that, because I'm now going to look it up because I forgot the name of it. And we landed, and I wasn't able to finish it. But what I saw so far was good.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Again, I didn't think it was scary, but I thought it was good.
Your questions and comments very much welcome, by the way. So if you want to know something about Devon, or really any of us, you can do so. No guest this week. This one sort of on topic here. Grant wants to know your favorite line of movie dialogue edited for cable TV.
Man, something that was taken out of the actual movie to put on TV.
Yeah.
I guess it had to be
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Donkey, or something like that, or my favorite one, Snakes on a Play. I've had it with these monkey-loving snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Funny.
I noticed that in the TV version of The Exorcist, the cross scene, they cut that out completely. And when she turned,
understandably so, yeah.
Well, even for now, that's a little, iffy to put on national TV.
What's it supposed to do? Let Jesus schnog you. Let Jesus schnog you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would have taken away from the moment.
And also, when she turned her head completely around, when she's sitting up the bed, and the mother looks at her, and the voice of the guy she supposedly pushed out the window, but we never see that. Remember the director?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the director that was in the movie that the mother was shooting when we were watching as the movie goes on? Dennings, I think his name was, in the movie. They cut that out. Hey, that's Derek from WWE referee. That's his wife. Hey, darling, how you doing? So they cut out the part when she turned her head completely around, and the thing was, do you know what she did, your cunting daughter? They cut that out. They didn't say that, because I rewound it just as I was like, wait a minute, did she say it? And no, she didn't say it.
Oh, that's too bad. How dare they censor themselves so the FCC doesn't come down and write their own horror story for that cable network.
Right.
But again, it's on AMC, which is cable. It's not like NBC, CBS, or NBC. So I'm still don't understand that, because
still a lot of paperwork and runaround they don't want to have to deal with, man.
But if you look at some of the other movies I've noticed on like USA Network or what have you, maybe it depends on when they show it in terms of at how late at night you're able to do that. But there's other movies I've seen where they've put everything out there.
Yeah, a lot of it depends on the amount, the time of day. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. is something called Safe Harbor. Typically, a lot of stations will stop at 4 a.m. Just to make sure they don't get in trouble. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to it. Of course, the word shit really is technically legal now on all broadcasts, including radio, but no radio guy wants to be the first one to try that one just in case. But yeah, so I mean, it's up to the network, really. Well,
this is a question for you, Mo. You just said it. Here's a question for you. You just said no radio disc jockey wants to be the first one to do that. But if your boss gives you the okay and you say the word shit, and then all of a sudden you got people coming down on you, are you in trouble? Are you fired? Or
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that shit in writing is what I'm gonna do.
I was about to say, I guess you would have to do that, because they can always turn back and say, no, we never gave you the okay to say that.
Right.
No, we would never give him permission. I've already had that happen once in my career. My boss throwing me under the bus. I don't need to do that again.
It's not a good feeling.
No,
that's for sure.
No, not at all. But Devon, I'm a little surprised to see you on the show this week. Lindsay and I were starting to plan that was just going to be her and I, because I thought you were going to be busy.
Yeah, I was scheduled to get an MRI at 4 p.m. But then I got a phone call earlier today and saying I guess somebody dropped off, and I got in touch with my primary doctor because I have been having issues with my disc. And here's the thing: everybody in this business, from the main event guy to the enhancement guy, depending on the bumps that you take in your career, you're going to have back issues and neck issues, because God never intended our bodies to take this type of punishment that we take. Although people think what we do is fake because the outcome is predetermined, but they don't realize what we put our bodies through every time we step in that ring. Whether you're an enhancement guy or whether you're a main event guy, we're still out there putting our bodies and lives on the line.
Even the referee, we talked about,
even the referee.
The referee's wife watching. Even the refs get into this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tim White, who was a referee for WWE many, many years, who drove Andre the Giant around, suffered an injury that ended his career, And I still hear from Tim from time to time when he comes in about the disc that he has in his back, and he counted 1, 2, 3. That was it. So, again, this is a very dangerous game. No sheet writers. I'm not having health issues. It's no different than if I was to walk outside my door, trip and fall, and freaking break my arm. I mean,
and
I know it's a little
those
different.
Blonde chicks that like to jog by your place pick you up.
I just had one go by. I was like, wow, that's why I looked that way. I was like, ooh.
Oh, gotcha.
Interesting.
A little distracted.
Just in case.
But no,
just in case.
Yeah, just in case. But no, it's I've had since 2010, when I was in TNA, I was having neck issues. I didn't know what was going on, and I found out I had bulging disc. And I said this on the show before. I had bulging disc in my neck. Look at your forehead. The scars aren't fake. Yeah, I know. Trust me. And I get told that all the time. I'll take a picture.
They add character.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I was with Taylor. We took pictures. Every time I took a picture with Taylor, some guy's got to point out, good God, blading, boy. God, how many times you cut your forehead and this and that? I'm like, if you only knew, a lot of this was done, wasn't with a razor blade. It was actually barbed wire. And if you go back and watch the matches, you could see Axel Rodden taking that bat and ringing it across my head. And it wasn't fake barbed wire. It wasn't fake barbed wire at all. It was the real deal. So it's all good. But, I was having disc problems then with my back. And then I just the
last couple of weeks have been pretty rough for you.
Yeah, it all happened. I went to a wedding and I started to get out of the car.
Nothing good ever comes from a wedding, right?
Yeah. Oh God. I got out the car and I went to go walk.
Ain't that the truth? Sorry.
Yeah, I went to walk, and next thing you know, I couldn't walk. It was that bad. And then, for the past few weeks now, I've been dealing with the I knew it was a bulge. I knew it was something in my lower back. Something was touching. And what's happening is the disc in the lower back is touching the nerve. So therefore, they're talking about going in and shaving the disc so it doesn't touch the nerve anymore. And that's normal. You'll hear a lot of wrestlers in their careers go through that. I mean, just about every wrestler. I mean, from myself to Steve Austin can definitely tell you stories about that with his neck. Yep. And The Rock. I mean, I hope to God Rocky never has to go through this, because that brother is doing so well in the movies and this and that. But I can tell you what, Rock got out at the right time. I tell you that much. And God bless him. He took those movie deals and ran. Kudos to Rock. I wish I could have been as lucky.
So is this, you're still waiting to find out if you have to go through this full procedure?
Yeah, because I just did it. And so it's going to take at least 24 to 48 hours before they can get it to the doctor that can read it. And then they'll let me know what's going on. But for the most part, I'm good. It just hurts when I walk a little bit. And,
that's no big deal. That's fine.
Nah, no big deal.
It's like that song, it only hurts when I breathe. It's, no big deal.
It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of times it feels like somebody taking a knife, jabbing it into my hamstrings and pulling it when I go to walk.
Yeah, no big deal.
That's the normal
Walk.
sensation.
It's fine.
Well, you know what?
I
I told my wife, I said, it's been hurting me for the past 15, 20 years. And that's what a lot of us wrestlers go through that. We just don't say anything. We don't complain. And she goes, a normal person would have never been able to take it that long. And when I say normal person, I mean someone who hasn't put their bodies through what you guys have put your bodies through. I mean, think about it. Some people, they get a little ache and pain. Oh, I got to go to the doctor. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. But meanwhile, you guys suffer through the pain and you deal with it. Some of you deal with it to the day you die. And it's to the point where I'm not waiting until I die because it's too painful right now. So I just, I had to go get it done and all of that. And again, I say it's not a big deal because I don't want people to sit there and say, oh, Devon is in danger again. He's dying. No, I'm not dying, and I'm not having health issues, even though this would be on the same line as that a little bit. But at the same token, this is something I did to my body myself. And I will say this, the leg drops, because, I idolized Hulk Hogan and growing up, and and I always said this, and I said this in my Hall of Fame speech, that he was the reason why I got into business. So doing the leg drop constantly over and over again, and doing the elbow drop, because I never did the elbow drop where I landed on my back. I always landed on my hip. So again, that's that compression, hitting that mat and doing it. And, I looked at it like this, if you look at the Hogan and Andre era, the Dusty and Ric Flair era, when I first came into the business and I used to see those guys walk, like Nikita Koloff or Ivan Koloff was real bad at one point. Harley Race, God rest both of those guys' soul. When you would see them, you felt so bad because you knew they put their bodies through hell and they were feeling it now. So I used to go, man, if they're doing it and they didn't do nearly half the stuff that we did, what the hell you think we're going to feel when we're done? And well, I'm learning it now. Mm-hmm. I'm learning it now.
Yeah. Well, I got two questions. One, if you do have to go under the knife and you have to get this procedure done, what do they do with the shavings afterwards? Can they collect them for us and you can autograph the baggie and we can give them away?
Well, I was asking my doctor about that, and they were just like, well, you have to ask the person, the surgeon that's going to do that, if they can do that or not. I don't know. I would love to see it, but they might not have to cut me. They might have to do it orthoscopically. And what it is like two thin paper, like needles, will go into that area, and just the recovery time is like a week, maybe even less than that.
Okay. All right.
So that's what I'm hoping.
That's a weird question.
It's kind of like the Macho Man shirt I'm wearing.
I'm about to say. That was my first wrestling shirt I ever bought.
Nice. Well, the second question about this is, how will this affect your big return into the Royal Rumble next year?
That's a good question.
There will not be any return. I mean, I remember speaking to Ron Simmons, Farouk, when he got his procedure done on his hip, and he said you would have to be a fool to get cut open and to get whatever fixed, and then to go back and redo it again. In other words, go back into the ring and do that. So the thing about it is, I've got two little girls that need me. And, I want to be able to walk when they are playing outside and, walking them down the aisle when that day comes, when they get married. And to me, it's not worth it. I've had my fun in the sun with my career. I've had a tremendous career. Can't deny that. Me and Bubba tore it up, boy. God bless him. God bless me. God bless everybody that's ever stepped in the ring. I just feel that once you get procedures like this done, you should stop. And I feel bad because, Hogan kept going after the back surgeries and this and that. And I was looking at him in the match between The Rock that he had at WrestleMania. And I'm like, I remember him telling me that he had like 2 procedures or 3 procedures done before that match. And my thing is, well, okay, why are you coming back? Thank you, Sebastian.
Well,
thank you.
Lindsay, I don't know what happened there, but Devon's been talking. I have not been able to hear a single thing.
I was wondering if you could. Yeah, I mean,
like once he said about like, oh, I'm done. Like it cut out, like very conveniently. I don't understand. What did he say there? He said that he's going to be fine and going to be in the Rumble, right?
No, I said no. I'm not going to be in a Rumble. I'm not going to be in a Rumble,
listening.
And I'm not even trying to re-injure myself again. Listen, unless
wait, no, we heard you. Just kidding. I have to say it again.
unless you get in, you feel this pain, I don't want to feel this no more. This is terrible. I don't wish this on anybody. I don't even wish this on my worst enemy.
This is November now. The Rumble's in January. Can you hold off 3 more months?
Oh,
Okay,
that's a good idea.
are you out of your mind? I can
And
barely
then
walk.
your surgery will be like
Listen,
all
I tell you what you do.
said and
I
done.
tell you what. Here's what we'll do. You two come on back to Florida. Yep. I'll put you two in the ring. I'll put you through the same vigorous training that I did, leg drop after leg drop, coming off the top rope onto your ass.
Okay.
And if you can survive 3
Okay.
months of that without going to your chiropractor, then I'll come back at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I'm that confident that
It might
you
be
will
worth
not. Lindsay will be crying after the first leg drop.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
She was probably crying before the show even started.
Yeah. Mo
I
would
just
be
cry when I think about you guys. Why? Anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, listen,
No, it's
I
not
did the
that.
same
It's
thing.
because why am I doing this to myself?
Yeah, that's why I tell, like, not only my students, but I tell a lot of the young guys that ask me. I tell them, I say, listen, Terry Taylor once said it best. You're only allowed a certain amount of bumps in your career. Use it wisely, you know? And I can tell you right now, in ECW, we didn't use it wisely. We went crazy. We lost our minds. We thought we were invincible. You know, I mean, me and Bubba did some crazy things. And not only to us, but think about Sabu. I can't even imagine how bad Sabu's body is. Oh, my God. And the pain that man deals with. Oh, God. I ain't that tough.
Well, we got a question here from Joe. Wants to know if you've tried the Eldoa stretching. It worked wonder for his vertebrae and disc issues.
Well, I'll have to look that up. ELDOA. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I've never heard of it. And if it helps, then so be it. But again, I don't think that I'll have to be cut. I think it'll just be orthoscopic. It's just a simple procedure. I mean, you know, like I said, you take those thin little pin needles, you go in there, you shave it, get out of there, and that's it. I'll have a Band-Aid as opposed to a big bandage.
You should do some yoga too. Do you do yoga?
I do that now.
Okay.
I do that now. I actually called him.
Do you want to give us a demonstration?
No.
Let's see your
I'm sitting down.
What's your favorite pose?
I'm sitting down in the chair right now, and if I get up and try to do that, I'll be doing this show from the floor.
Okay.
He probably makes every pose every stretch into something dirty, so it's like downward doggy style.
Probably.
Oh, shit. That's my favorite one.
I'm sure it is. It doesn't surprise me.
Listen, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, listen, I'm not the only one that likes that. A lot of women like that too. So, I mean, you know.
Like yoga? Yeah, yoga's great.
Down with
stretches,
doggy style.
It stretches the core and the back.
Oh, you could say that. It depends on how deep you want to go.
Strengthening, yeah.
Oh, it strengthens too.
Sebastian, been all over the commenting today, wants to know, common question you've gotten many times, I'm sure. What's the most painful bump you've ever taken?
I think the one I did with Jeff Hardy, hanging at SummerSlam. Because again, it was like 20, 30 feet up in the air and hanging, and then taking that bump from that height and then landing on your back. Good God, that's probably why the disc into my back had messed up. But that's probably had to be the most painful bump I think I'd ever taken.
Sounds very terrible.
I've jumped off the top rope through the tables on the outside of the floor. Never that bad. Not like that bump. That bump was brutal. And
you've talked about that many times on the show, and I do not envy you for taking that.
Yeah, and Jeff teases me all the time. He'll say, "Hey, Devon, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, Jeff." He goes, "Hey, let's get in the ring and try that bump again." I was like, "You out your damn mind." I'm not doing that again. No way. You know, God bless.
We should get Jeff on the show.
You know what? We should, because that sumbie, good God, he drove me crazy. He drove me insane. God, I always got stuck with Jeff. I always told him that. I said, I always got stuck with you. I was like, Bubba went with Matt. Christian, you know, went with Matt. Edge went with Bubba. Why was I stuck with you? He would laugh. He would laugh hysterically and just laugh at me. He goes, "Oh, Devon, we're going to do it again." I go, "No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not." But like I tell people all the time.
Lindsay, there's probably a lot of ladies that wouldn't mind getting stuck with Jeff. Let's just say that.
That's cool.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jeff was the heartthrob of the group. I mean, the women loved him. They loved both Hardys. You know, they loved them both. Yeah. And, you know, that was the great thing. You know, you had your pretty boys in Jeff and Matt. You had Edge and Christian, who were the smart Alex. And no, absolutely not. Compared to those boys, no.
And the best of all time.
No, you had, and then you had the Dudley boys, who were the rugged, you know, the bad boys of it.
Like I said, some ladies prefer that.
Yeah, we were the Detroit Pistons of the tag team at that during that time. During that time, I like to say that.
I mean, what can I say?
You know, and knock on wood, God bless, you know, Edge for coming back with that neck and taking the risk that he takes. Christian with the concussions. I mean, God bless them all, man. And how Jeff is still walking is beyond me. Good God. How that man, I mean, the bumps that he took was insane. And Matt too. You know, Bubba is walking you know, when I talked about, he's doing, you know, he's walking great. His health is great. His body, I'm sure, feels it every morning when he wakes up. But, you know, again, everybody takes a toll once in a while. You know, it takes a toll. Injuries are very real, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Well, and so are table talk bets, very real. And Lindsay, she lost our recent one about the Miz on Dancing with the Stars, who even just a few weeks too early, he was eliminated this week.
Was he really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait. So I won by 2 weeks.
Yeah, you won. You won by 2 or 3 weeks. Yep.
Wow. And then I heard, he did an excellent job from what I saw when he was dressed up as Pinhead, I think.
Yep, which was a phenomenal outfit. I give him so much credit. The makeup department and him, did an outstanding job.
But the dancing was great too. I mean, the outfit was tremendous, but the dancing I thought was great. But then again, I'm no dance judge, so I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he would still be on the show if you were a dance judge.
Yeah.
If I was the dance judge, not only would he be still on the show, but Jericho would be too. I remember when Jericho was on. I don't think Jericho lasted, and I don't think he was like second round.
Yeah, he was gone pretty quickly. Although I do like the idea of the spin-off of Dancing with the Dudleys.
I'd watch that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch
Dancing with the Dudleys.
I'll be tuning in for sure.
You got to help me out with that one. What would that be about?
Just you dancing. Yeah.
Oh God.
And then you trying to dance with Lizzo. Basically, that's the season finale.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't dance with Lizzo. I would sit there and take the stink face.
Okay. Yeah. Of course you would.
Yes, I would. Shoot,
yeah. I'd watch that.
Jay says you got some moves that too cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I did, and it's actually on YouTube. And every once, I go on YouTube when I work out, because when I'm when I do cardio, because it just passed by the time. And every time I go on YouTube, that video comes up.
Hey, what does it say?
Yeah, so somebody wants to pay you $5 to put me through a table, which, joke's on John, you would have done it for free.
yeah, but I'll take the $5.
Well, there you go.
I'll watch that too. I'll help.
I got kids. I got to eat.
Give me $5.
Give me $5.
She'll take it. She'll absolutely take it. So, have you watched anything recently? I mean, we've been talking a lot of horror movies on this show when we don't have a guest on. Lindsay, is there anything that has caught your attention?
What have I? Well, this is probably I've watched You, which is probably not, kind of like a oxymoron, basically, of what. No, you, both of you. Hello, you. No, that really nice. You've not seen it?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I heard of it, but
yeah,
Taylor was hooked on it. She's been watching that like
crazy.
Crazy.
I don't like scary stuff, but then I'm watching a show about a serial
healthy
killer.
relationships.
Obsessed stalker serial killer.
What about I think it's called Key Lock or Lock Key?
Oh, Lock and Key.
Lock and Key.
I started watching that a long time ago, and I haven't really picked it back up.
My wife Taylor, she was watching that last night before The Exorcist came on, and then she thought that the episode she was on was the last of that season. So I'm like, oh man, and then she's gonna want to watch The Exorcist, and of course a new one came on. I was like, oh no, it's good. Let's watch this. She goes, no, we're not watching this.
Oh,
We are
that's funny.
watching The Exodus.
Wow, yeah. I know Dexter is coming back. You guys watch that? I don't know. Me and serial killers.
And you
I don't
got
know.
Tiger King season 2
And
coming
Tiger King is coming up. Oh, so many
Listen,
fun
if
things.
you,
I
me,
wonder
and
if Carol's gonna be in it.
if you and me and Lindsay ever go camping in the woods somewhere,
Why
or
would I go
just
camping with you?
hold on, or in a cabin, we are not to sleep with both eyes closed, or neither one of us. You sleep the first half, and I'll take watch, and I'll sleep the second half.
That's what I'm doing. I'm studying when I watch these shows.
Yeah, because there's no telling what Lindsay would do with her mind watching all these serial killers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've learned some pretty cool tricks.
She's the one to watch out for. Yeah.
No,
Not us.
no. Fine. I'm innocent. You guys are fine. Don't worry
There you
about
go.
it.
There's a little bit of love, inspiration for you from Michelle to maybe go back to the show, Lindsay.
Maybe I will. I will.
I mean, from what I saw, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, I actually liked what I saw in that episode that Taylor was watching. So I may go back and watch the first season as well.
Yeah.
I may do that.
There are so many shows. I was talking to a coworker today, and she just started that series, Lock and Key, and is absolutely obsessed with it now. And you know, I've heard that recommendation from a lot of people, but it's like you can't watch everything. There's only so much time in the day.
Do you remember when the
Like,
pandemic?
gotta go to work and stuff.
Do you remember when the pandemic first started?
No, Byron.
And no, Byron. when it first
Shut up,
started.
Byron.
Shut up, Byron. Shut up, Byron. No, when we started watching the shows during the pandemic, and we were all running out of shows to watch because we watched them all. And now all of a sudden, Netflix have been throwing movies out left and right. And now everybody's like, I can't watch so many shows, I can't keep up.
It's overwhelming. I can't.
I would love to know what the stock is for Netflix right now. Like what are they at? Because I can only imagine if you bought stock in Netflix, you might have a good return.
You probably had a better return years ago. Now, because there's so much competition with everything else, Disney Plus, and I'm going to name every single one except for Peacock, which I know is your company's partnership, but man, I hate that service.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It's just so slow. It doesn't. To me, it's not very user friendly. The content's fine. It's nothing against the content, but just the user interface and everything bothers the hell out of me.
Oh wow!
I've only used it like once or twice.
And we did get a little. I guess you could say we were spoiled by the WWE Network, because if you were late coming into a pay-per-view, so. With WWE Royal Rumble coming up in a few months, if you're a few minutes late due to work on the network, you could go back and rewind, start from the beginning. But Peacock, you got
you can't do that
done before you can watch it.
Oh wow, okay. But there's still content on the WWE Network, correct? Hey Keith.
Yeah, I think there is other countries are still using that maybe don't have Peacock. There is still an existing network, but all of us US people, I think we got to go over to Peacock now.
I mean, because I can go on the WWE app for the network, and I still see some content still up there. It's like they didn't get rid of it all.
Again, maybe not all of it, but they're not showing the live events.
I guess that's a question I should ask before I leave work. I can get a definitive answer.
Nothing against the content, but hopefully it's just something over in time. I mean, the partnership's still a year old, so I'm sure of time to move forward.
Yeah, I'm sure they have to get kinks and stuff out of there to make it work, and I'm sure they probably will. I mean, because if I'm sure Vince would not have subject himself to doing that if his content was going to be that messed up. If he actually thought that was going to happen. So I'm sure there's some kinks they got to get out. They're probably working it out. It's probably taking a lot slower than what we would want it to be, but it's coming. I got to say the politically correct thing.
World right now. I mean, being slow, services being slow. If they're even available right now, I mean, you can go to a random restaurant some places and they're closed at random because they don't have enough help that day.
That's very true. Yeah.
So
Have
not to get off-
you encountered any of that, Devon? Do you think WWE's encountered that? I know there's been some downsizing, but has there been any issues like in production? Maybe they just can't get enough people to keep up.
I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not saying that it hasn't, but I haven't heard anything on that.
Right.
I mean, it's just, again, stuff like that I try to keep away from because that's out of my field. I can't speak on it because I don't know too much about it. I just try to
I'm going to blame you
matches.
for it, but I see what you're saying.
Listen, when in doubt, blame Devon.
Yeah,
That's what I do.
I like it. That's what
I'm
the
honest.
dirt sheet.
I know.
So.
Oh, I love those guys. They're really helping to make the table talk really go out there, because every time they say something that I say, it's like, this week on Table Talk with Devon, Mo, and Lindsay, Devon said this and blah 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 and blah blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, it's now front page. Mo always sends me, they're talking about us. They're talking about us.
Devon loves the updates, but Devon's too polite to point out they never mention Mo or Lindsay. It's all
They never. I don't feel like
yeah, they do.
Once they mentioned me.
Yeah.
Because I made a funny comment. And I was like, I'm famous.
What did yeah,
I implied that everybody already knew you were a little gay.
That was what? What did you say?
A little gay. I implied everybody already knew that you were gay.
Oh yeah, well I'm happy.
Yeah. And that made the dirt sheet. I made the dirt sheets.
Exactly. You saw comments from Keith a moment ago. Keith, I have to thank. He was one of the people that, out of the goodness of his soul, came and helped me move out of my old place this past weekend. And as you see some new surroundings that aren't fully set up yet, again, internet's not the best, but thank you, Keith, for being a part of that. Hopefully, I don't have to move again anytime soon. When's the last time you guys moved?
God, I'm gonna say probably after my first divorce. Coming back to the home that I originally purchased, I think that was the first time. That's the last time I moved. I think that was 2008.
Oh wow! So it's been a while for you.
It's been a while, and me and Taylor have thought about selling this house and moving to another place just to get a new start on everything. And it's like, I don't want to go through packing up everything and putting it on the truck. I don't want to go through that. Every room, you gotta get a big ass dumpster to throw half the stuff that you hoarded, out. And
then your wife gets mad when you try to throw her in that dumpster, and you're like, "Oh, sorry, honey."
Man.
Listen, I'm not. No. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. Shoot, getting divorced numerous times can be expensive. But my first, my second ex-wife doesn't deserve anything. She's a complete loser. That's right, I said it. And
not the first time, not the last time.
Yeah, we've
nope. And she didn't get really anything, and she's still mad. She's still mad as hell. Now the twins' mom, my first wife, that was the one that deserved everything. And although we didn't make it, and I get it, we outgrew each other and things like that. Her name is Yesenia. She was still a sweet person. Love her to death. We get along great. We still co-parent. We're still on the same page when it comes to our boys, even though the twins are older and Matthew's 19. But she's definitely a sweetheart, and I give her nothing but the best and wish her nothing but the best with her and her new husband. And that just shows you I'm not a bitter person. I give credit where credit's due to my first wife. My second wife,
she can go to hell. She can go to hell and die.
She can go to hell and stay there.
Okay, yeah.
And I hope somebody gives her the link and shows her this. I hope she does, because she's a yep. So I have my own platform to talk with whatever I want to say. So
there you go. Lindsay, when's the last time you moved?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're still talking about that.
Or fine. Topic B, how much do you hate Devon's second wife?
Oh, okay. So we'll start with the first one. I moved into this house in March of 2020. So
that's right. You just moved.
Yeah. So I've only been here a short time. Yeah. And that was from an apartment that I had moved into for about 2 years. And then before that, it was a house that I was only in for a short period of time. And that was from an apartment. I have moved so much in the past
So when are
14
you due
years.
for the next one?
I mean, it's coming up. Like, I've almost been here for 2 years. That's crazy. Just get out of here. Gotta move on.
Really go.
Yeah.
Those mountains are crazy, you know.
I know. Can't get out of them though. I'm kind of stuck in the mountains.
Have you seen any coyotes or bobcats or anything out there?
Yes. Oh wait, I want
Have
to
you
see
really?
it. Yes, on Halloween night.
Oh, go figure.
I record. So I have this app a sleep app, and it records if you hear snoring. And I wasn't snoring, but it picked up on something. I wonder if I can. Oh yeah. Okay.
Did you record your snoring?
It didn't pick up any snoring, but it picked up my dog barking and coyotes in the background. Want to hear it?
Yeah. Sounds like
Freak
monkeys
that.
from here.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
Nice.
so that's what I hear at night. It's fine. It's what wakes me up.
Mm-mm.
I sleep really well out here.
No, I'd rather go
And
back
it
to
sounds like it was right outside my bedroom window. And it bounces off the mountainside.
I'd rather go back to New York.
Yeah.
With the muggers and the sewer rats.
Yeah. I mean, there's
And
that
all
like
of
the
that.
apartment living. I had there was a bar right across the street. So we had music and people screaming and fighting and like car alarms going off all the time. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to get out in the woods. And then that wakes me up.
Maybe find somewhere comfortably in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll see. I got, this is a great house. I got to stay here for a while.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
good.
That's scary.
I gotta agree with Laura. That would freak me out.
Yeah, it sounded
It
like it
says
was
the
right
guy
outside
with
my window.
alligators in his backyard.
Okay, but the alligators don't make noises like that unless they're mating
They don't
season.
sound like hyenas that
Yeah,
are literally right next to your bed.
right.
And Lindsay, if you want to try it too, your first wife
What's that?
doesn't count. So yeah,
My first wife doesn't count. Good
right.
to know.
Now, what do you mean by that? It doesn't count.
It's like a training relationship, training
True.
marriage. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you
Yeah,
still
I mean-
screwed up the second
Never
one,
been
but that's
married.
okay. You've taken a lot of shots to the head.
Say that again.
Shots to the head. Second marriage didn't work out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's probably why I said I do, because I took those shots to the head.
Yeah,
That explains a lot.
it really does. It really does. Yeah.
That explains a lot when it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, it does. Just bless your
So
heart.
you guys need to be forget. I love that saying. Bless his heart. He's so special. Bless his heart.
Bless.
I have not heard that. I live in the South now. I've not heard it directed towards me yet.
Yet.
Well, bless his heart.
Yet. Oh, I know it's coming, but I'm surprised I've gone like a month here and not heard it yet.
I heard it for the first time with Road Dog. We'll be in the meetings and somebody would say something, or they would talk about somebody, somebody that, I don't know, in the ring or what have you. He would bless his heart. And we would all fall out. Just the way he says it too, because he's got that Southern accent, when Road Dog talks sometimes. And when he was on the microphone, and, oh, you didn't know? Your ass, but you didn't hear the Southern drawl then. But when he talks regular and he's not performing, that accent is strong.
Bless.
All right.
Bless his
You'll
heart.
hear it.
Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Yeah.
Bless. Have you had a good Southern breakfast yet? You have
No.
like your biscuits and gravy and your sweet tea.
Not really. I mean,
Hey, you're in
I've had
Atlanta.
those, but that was sitting in a hotel room on a weekend. So, I mean,
No.
that's really not the same.
No,
Well,
you
the
need
next
some
time
homemade.
I'm
No,
in
working
the next-
mornings, it's tough finding something that's open at 4:30 in the morning when I start
Yeah.
work. So it's been a lot of vending
Mhm.
machines so far. And I haven't
Any
had a
chips?
working fridge until just like an
Oh.
hour ago. So cooking
Yeah.
isn't much of an option either.
Well, definitely when I come to Atlanta, I'm definitely calling you. We're going to go get some food, some real food.
Oh yeah.
Get some chicken
I'm
fried
all for
steak.
it. We can crash our Truths video shoot.
Oh, shucks. Here we
I'll
go with
come
the
down
bud hose.
too. Yeah.
Yes, come on down.
I'll come
Lindsay,
down.
Lindsay, you don't need an invitation. You're always welcome to come wherever we're together.
Okay, thanks.
You don't need an invitation. Just come on down and hang out
I'll
with
show
us.
up.
And when I'm down there in Carolina, you better believe it.
All right.
I'll give you a
He's
buzz. We
just
hang
gonna show
out.
up on the mountain.
On the mountain,
Coyote.
I'm not
coyotes,
going.
and shut up, Lindsay. It's all out
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near you. I'm not going anywhere near your house.
here.
At least not at night. Absolutely
No, I wouldn't.
not.
I wouldn't. No, I
Nope.
wouldn't. Mm-mm.
Now, do you find yourself being scared if you do have to go outside, like say to your car or anything
No,
at
I
night?
actually was more scared walking my dogs at the apartment complex than
Why is that?
I am. People, there's just who knows
Mm,
what people can
A
do
single
and who's
attractive
watching me
female
and
like that?
people looking
mm.
out of their window. I don't know. And then
I can
out
see that.
here, I mean, sometimes I'll have that I wonder if Bigfoot's out there staring at me, or I wonder if there is some crazy stalker person hiding in the woods.
You are not
staring
one
at
of
me.
those people that believe
But
in Bigfoot.
I mean, no, but
But
no,
people are
actually,
crazy and could dress up
but
like
people are
Bigfoot and
crazy
hide
and
in their
could dress up
bushes.
Yeah,
for sure. And
yeah,
it's also
I
like
can
that
see
weirdo
that.
stalker guy. So who knows? But I would rather have a pack of coyotes staring me down than a human weirdo.
You do know that they can kill you quicker and faster, and not
I
only that,
also
but
have a 75, 80-pound dog that's literally always by my side. So
why don't you get you a nice strong BB gun so that way, pow, 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 pow. I have one of those when I go out. Now, if an alligator came
BB
at
gun.
me,
That's
yeah, the BB gun's not going to work.
what's
BB
it
gun's
gonna
not
do?
going to work on
Nothing.
nothing. Not to an alligator. It might stop a dog in his tracks, but
Hmm.
or a coyote or something like that. But it ain't gonna stop an alligator.
No, I do want to get myself a gun anyway. So concealed
Has,
carry.
has an alligator ever been used as a weapon in a pro wrestling match?
Oh,
I don't think so. I mean, we've had bears fight. We had bears in the ring fighting, but never
Well,
alligators.
yeah,
I don't think.
obviously.
duh.
And what was
I knew
the
that.
animal? I mean, we had bulldogs. We had
Mhm.
snakes. We had parakeets. You
Yep.
know,
Killer parakeets. Yeah.
killer
just
bag.
very-
We've had what else have we had? Oh, what was the Ricky the Dragon Steamboat when he had the feud with Jake the Snake?
Oh, the
and he brought
Komodo
out
dragon.
the Kimono
Ooh.
Dragon. We had a Kimono
Yeah.
Dragon.
Okay.
And I think if you go back and look at Bobby the Brain Heenan, I forgot who he was inducting into the Hall of Fame, and he had a great line. He was just like, "Wait a minute!" And this is when the World Wildlife Federation was cracking down on WWE because they were mad because people were mistaken.
So mad.
WWF, World Wildlife Foundation said,
Look,
nope.
they're still cracking
You're
down.
not
on that.
talking about that, Devon. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't
wow, it's
you
amazing.
dare try to do
It's
something like
amazing.
that. We do Shark Boy is also another suggestion. Dun, dun. That's a good question. He didn't ask it, but I'm going to ask anyway. Were you scared of Shark Boy because your fear of Jaws? You're muted,
I
buddy.
can't hear you.
Yeah, try it again. Nope. It's Big Brother.
No.
Big Brother still watching.
Yes.
Yeah. Much like the WWF, World Wrestling Federation, years ago, got the F out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Imagine alligators in the ring. Imagine what PETA would do in that instance.
Yeah,
Probably pay
PETA.
their money to watch it up close.
PETA
Get the
ruins
good
everything.
seats. Get the good seats. Yeah. All right.
he
Let's
back?
see here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Good job. Good job.
No, I was mad at Shark Boy, and we laugh about it every time we see each other. But we had a fish market match it was me and Bubba versus him, in terms of him meaning Shark Boy and Christopher Daniels, and they actually
It's
had
Curry
fish.
Man, right?
Curryman, yeah, and they actually had fish lined up on the side of the ring, and you could pick up the fish and hit people with it. And I hate the fish. I hate the smell of fish. And I said, Shark Boy, I said, please do me a favor. Do not hit me with those fish. I said, I don't want my clothes smelling like it. And I said, I don't like the smell of fish. Please don't do that. And he said, okay, Devon, not a problem. He said, I won't hit you. And, all through the night, I said, Shark Boy, please don't hit me with the fish. I don't want to get hit with the fish. And he goes, okay, not a problem. And what's the first thing he does when he comes out? He grabs the fish. I
Of
thought he was going after
course.
Bubba. I thought he was going after Bubba. So I went after Curry Man, which was Christopher Daniels. I turned my back. I feel whack. I went, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. And I'm praying. I go, please let that be Bubba. And it wasn't. It was him. And I said, didn't I tell you not to hit me with that damn fish? Oh, it was funny.
Oh, that's.
I had to throw my clothes out and freaking wash my patent leather wrestling boots for like 5 or 6 washes to get that smell out of there.
So
It was
stinky.
god awful. It was
You are so
god
nasty.
awful.
Didn't you say you wouldn't have done that back to somebody? Didn't you guys pull pranks like that all the time?
Yeah, we did. We did. And sometimes you paid for it. Curry Man paid. I mean, not Curry Man. Shark Boy paid for it. But we laugh about it. I mean, it was like I got upset, but not angry or pissed. You know, I was just like, didn't I tell you not to hit me with that damn fish? He's like, Devon, I'm sorry. I got so caught up in the moment. I said, mm-hmm.
Oh, sure you did. That's hilarious.
And these weren't small fish. They brought in Vince Russo brought in the big fish. I forgot what type of fish they were, but they were big and they were on ice, and it was just the whole arena smelled like fish. It was so bad.
Really disgusting, actually.
Bad.
That'd have been a great souvenir to take home, is that undying fish smell.
Oh God, I had to throw my clothes out and everything. Oh, it was bad. I wasn't about to put those clothes up on eBay to see how much I made.
Oh, you
Probably reminded you of your second ex-wife, right?
Probably remind me of who?
Your
of
second
who?
wife.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I try to pretend like that didn't even happen.
Block that part. Block that out of my mind.
Who?
Dirty, stinky.
Anything else we need to cover before we go? Before my internet craps out on me again?
Yeah.
No, we definitely got to let you go then. But no, we will have a guest next week. I'm not sure who. I did speak to some prospects coming on the show in the near future. For our 100th show, we will definitely have some big names coming on the show. So be prepared for that. And what episode is this? A Table Talk?
95.
So we got 5 more before we get to our 100th show. So just know on the fifth show from now, we're going to have some good guests coming on, and it's going to be good.
In the meantime, mediocre guests.
Yeah.
No, not mediocre. We're going to have good guests too. We're going to have good guests too, but we're going to make sure that this show, the 100th show, is a big one.
Biggest we've ever hosted.
We might have 3 guests on there.
What?
Yeah, like 3D. 3
guests. I get it. Yeah.
Listen, I love it because Bubba and I have made 3D synonymous with pro wrestling. Devon get the tables. Long after I'm dead and gone, you will always have people saying, Devon get the tables. We'll still go down as the greatest tag team in the history of this business. And like I told, like I said in my Hall of Fame speech, I couldn't have done it with anybody else but him.
Yeah.
I could have done it with you and Lindsay.
Number 1, close second, the Dudley Boys. Yep.
Yeah, I could have done it with you. I could have done it with you. I could have done it with Lindsay. I could have done it with, whoever you want to add in again. But no.
No,
No,
I don't think you could. Thank you for the comments and questions and everything. Kate, make sure to follow us at Wrestling Audio on the socials. And as soon as we know who the guest is next week, we'll let you know.
Absolutely.